Welcome to EDC Journeys. This is a short version of a sharpening. If you like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Thank you. What's going on, EDC people? What's our journey today? Well, a few things. First of all, I was trying to decide if I wanted to do a sharpening on the Rough Rider or the Leek. The Leek got a nasty burr at the tip. Although it's fairly sharp, it still cuts hair, and I do want to talk about it a little more on video, so I'm going to hold off on sharpening the Kershaw. Therefore, we're going to sharpen the Rough Rider. I've stuck it in the ground doing some photos and stuff, and it's just not sharp anymore. So I'm going to attempt to use an oil stone. Let me grab my oil. So the first video I did with it, with the sharpening, was the Spyderco Para 3. It went really well, but it came out to be way too long, and it's just so long I don't even feel like editing it. This one I'm going to yap less. I'm going to get right to it, and I'm going to attempt to edit down what I can't, or what I have to. Okay, this is my Jeff Jewell mixture on basically a Norton Crystalline. It's not really a Norton Crystalline, but it's the same thing. This is the Backwoods Bushcraft. And here we go. Let me see what you can see. I'm gonna move you just a touch. Come on. Okay. I do enjoy holding stones in my hand the most. So if there becomes a point where it's basically silence and I'm just doing the same strokes over and over again, I will either 2x the speed on iMovie or cut it out of the video. I would like this to be, I don't know, less than half an hour anyways. Shouldn't even take that long really on this blade. I'm only doing the one blade. It's the Rough Rider Razor Sharp 440 or whatever, so it shouldn't take that long. I've already kind of started off wrong because I usually like to start off by making a burr. In fact, let's start that way. I'm not using any pressure besides what I have to. My wrist is locked. I lift my elbow. Should be right on that apex. And if I'm putting any pressure down, which I'm really trying not to, it's actually on the backward stroke. Okay, not this way, but this way. And I really am not attempting to put pressure. Let's see where we are. Should always check often, especially when you're new like me. Okay, we're not too far. I'm going to pause you, and I'm going to keep going. I did switch over to the actual Norton just because it's longer and it was sitting right there. I was sharpening this way to make a burr, so it curls up around on this side, so I should feel it on this side, and I do. I'm going to try to let you hear it if I can. Let me get, I don't know where the microphone is, but you can hear my fingernail kind of. All I'm going to do is pull down on you can even see parts of my fingernail getting cut off from the burr. It's actually that big. Yeah, so we've got a burr from tip to heel on that side. I'm now going to switch sides. I'll show you that for a few strokes, pause, and keep going. Let me re-lift this up a little bit. It's always a little stiff at first on this side because you do have that burr that you're removing. and then it kind of smooths out. And I'm putting my fingers, I'm not putting any pressure, it's just finger, you know, the weight of my fingers is the pressure. And that's kind of my focus sharpening. The second burr is always easier to get, so let's just check before I put you on pause. No burr yet, and a few minutes later of doing the same thing, and the burr has gone back to the other side. So what that means to me is that we have removed enough metal on each side to have fresh metal and to get rid of the factory edge. And I will now start going back and forth a few times on the same grit to remove all burr to get it to that kind of grain structure at the on the bevel, and then go from there. So I'll go back and forth a few times on camera, pause it, and I'll see you when we move on to the next stone. Okay, so we have no burr on either side, and I'm going to continue for a while on pause. And okay guys, we got it to the point where I am kind of rushing due to daylight, and I need to go feed my daughter. It's a school night. We got it to the point where it's at least semi-sharp off of the coarse stone. I should probably go a little further, but I mean, it's cutting. So we're going to move on to the next stone at this point, just to move things along. I will do a couple strokes on it. You know what? I'm actually going to switch to this stone for the smooth stone. It's probably about the same, but it doesn't have any gouges or anything. And it's small. So I'll do a couple passes on it, and then I will pause, and we will do the same as we have been. And I hope you can see this. Okay, so you got the idea. We've already done the burrs, we've already removed the metal, so it's back and forth, honing the edge and re-establishing a better grain on the bevel, making it sharper, slicier. We'll see it in a few minutes. Alrighty guys, I did the smooth side for a while. Let's see how. Of course, the paper is kind of getting damp and the blade is a little wet. So let's see how it cuts. Either way, this is going to be the end of this part. I have to go inside and feed the kiddo. And I will move on to a higher grit and record the final part on the inside of the house. But you can see that it's definitely cutting. It's very, very toothy still. I don't know what the grit is on the smooth part of a Norton Crystalon, but it's definitely either I've got to go longer on it, or it's definitely a little too gritty still. So the next time I see you, we will be indoors, and I will be on a smoother stone. Again, I am rushing this a little bit, just because I want to get a sharpening video up that's not for so long. I have decided I am going to post the long Para 3 video recording, and people can either choose to watch it or not. And it'll either benefit you because you want to watch it, or you don't have to watch it and you can watch this quick one. See you when we're inside on the quick stone. I mean the fine. Alright guys, we're inside. It's a little bit later. I'm on the finer stone. The Washita, hard Washita. Once again, I'm going to go back and forth a few times, then I'll pause it. You can hear my daughter laughing, playing the Xbox right now. I'll go back and forth a few times, and then pause it and continue, and then bring you back when it's a little closer. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'll see you soon, guys. Alright guys, I've worked on this for a little while now. I'm gonna do a few more strokes on camera. And then we'll do a little cut test and maybe we'll strop. We'll see what we feel like. I'll try to show you really quickly let me move my little portable light bulb. That's what I'm using for a light source right now. Okay, where is it? Here we go. I don't know if that helps at all, but let me see what you can see here. Not much. So you can see it's definitely not a fine edge. A lot of that's paper towel too. But I like my traditional knives and my fifth pocket knives to be kind of toothy. So it works out perfect. Plus, if I really don't, I can just drop it right out. But I've been really digging this stone. I don't really see any reason to bring a traditional clip point Rough Rider up to like a 6,000 grit or anything like that. There's just, to me, it kind of defeats the point. I want this to bite. And I'll save my, more expensive knife to be super shiny, show-offy. Not that this won't look good. I mean, in the end, it'll look fine. Especially as I finish, I'll start to go lighter and lighter, and on this hard Washita stone, it totally changes. It's almost like it changes grit. And all those striations and all those little marks you saw on the bevel will be gone. Well, they'll be worked out. Plus, I also jumped from a pretty coarse stone to this stone, so it's having a hard time taking out the grit. That's my daughter screaming in the background, playing a game online. She loves her Xbox. Okay, I've got some really like waxy, that, I guess it's almost like magazine paper. Can you see this? Yeah, okay. Let's see how it goes. Is this dry? Not really. Alright, so that's how it cuts. I hope you can see that. I'm going to do it again. Let me look at the camera and see if you could even see. You know, you can hear it's toothy, but it cuts really nice. Especially through this really thin paper. Alright, let's, you know what, let's try using this old school strop that comes with it. I have no idea what is on it or anything, if anything. But we'll strop it like this. We'll see how the old school strop goes. If it doesn't do much, we'll bring it over to the buffalo strop. At the end of this, I'm going to tell you something while I'm sharpening this. I think I've already mentioned I am going to upload the full or almost full, like hour-and-a-half long sharpening of my Para 3. Guys, you guys can choose if you want to watch that, but you can either watch the full sharpening of that and get every step of the way and every gibbering and jabbering I have, or you can take the 10 or 20, 50, 30, whatever minutes it is, this one is, and go with that. Okay, so it's your choice, or both. But I know a lot of people don't want to sit around for an hour and a half and watch a sharpening video, but you know what, there's a lot of people that have mentioned to me that they would like that. Let me grab a piece of paper. Got some more of that waxy paper, like basically newspaper. Oh man, back pain is killing me lately. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's sharp. Let's take a look at the, if I can get this light over here, I'll just hold it. I can't do that because then you can't see. Totally moved us around and changed where I had the light. So now this is just after we used that old school strop. You can see where it had a hard, the Rashida stone had a hard time. Well, it was probably me on the heel. I've always got problems getting the heels very well. But yeah, like you can see right here, it's still real toothy. So I could spend some more time on a better stone, or even on the Rashida going softer. But I don't mean better stone, I mean a higher grit stone. But they are all running in the perfect direction to cut. I'm going to take it to the regular strop here for a second. I'll bring it back and show you. Vermont maple teriyaki beef stick. 100% grass-fed beef. Maple teriyaki. Everything in Vermont's maple. Alright. We stropped it on the buffalo. And here we go. I think we're doing just fine if it's that sharp. Let's do 2 pages at once. Well, that's a little more difficult. But, can I do it? Oh yeah. Yeah, we're sharp, guys. I'll take a look at the bevel and then we'll call it a day. Here, let me wipe it off. You can clearly still see the scratch marks and everything. That's what gives it the bite, really. Some compound still left on there. But you can see that they're all going in that perfect angle. This angle. That's why when I cut through that paper, it just goes. Alright, oh, look. See? Evidence. Alright, guys. That's the short sharpening. Now the Backwoods Bushcraft is sharp. I'm going to upload this as one short sharpening video. I'm going to upload the pair of 3 as a long sharpening video. Watch whichever you like or both. If you got anything out of this, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching my shortened sharpening video. A lengthy version of a sharpening video will be uploaded later. Feel free to watch that or fast forward through it, but that will be the entire sharpening process, whereas this was just clips. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Have a great day.